The idea is that we meet there at the parking lot. We leave at 1 o'clock for the state capitol. There's going to be politicians telling us how important motorcycling is and how great we are and all, and they'll wrap themselves in the politicians do, and then we'll leave feeling good about ourselves and about the mission ahead of us. And it's going to be a challenging time in Illinois because we have some serious financial problems that our past legislators and governors have let accumulate through the years and get worse, and worse. And now this year, we are going to try to dig ourselves out of this particular hole. And as you well know, that when you try to dig yourself out of a hole, sometimes it just gets deeper. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of insights we'll get from our political speakers when they show up. I'm going to be particularly interested to participate this year. Also this year, we have a number of off-road riders that are going to be riding in the procession. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be in my wife's minivan hauling people back and forth so they can get to their vehicles that are riding on these off-road vehicles. These will be ATVs, three-wheelers, dirt bikes, motorcycles and ATVs that are not licensed to ride on the road, but because this is a permitted procession, essentially a parade, it's legal for them to be on the highway as part of this event. So that should be a pretty good show by itself. I think that this could be a good day to get out. John and I are members of the Vintage Iron Riders Motorcycle Club. We've certainly tried to encourage our membership to participate in this event just because it's a great way to show off your bike. Now, because people like me have old motorcycles, we're not quite sure what bike is going to run on what day, so I'm not sure what I'm going to be riding, but this is something I think people should participate in. They should observe. If they love motorcycling, whether they ride or not, they should at least walk through the parking lot and see what kind of stuff is out there.
Hey,
and
George, a second, George?
Yes.
I think that's important for everybody to know,
yes.
like you said, is that people can ride anything they want to ride. Because I don't think a lot of people realize they can ride their dirt bike, their four-wheeler, or anything like that. And whenever you get a chance to ride your four-wheeler or dirt bike right down the middle of Springfield, a wheelie for 6 blocks. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, a lot of people don't know that, and it's important for our listeners to spread that out, that it's just not for licensed vehicles. It's for unlicensed vehicles as well, off-road. So go ahead, George.
Right, and of course, this is only for the procession itself, and that's the reason that I'm operating a van, hauling people back and forth, is because what they're going to do is haul their off-road vehicles to the parking lot there at DOT. They're going to unload their vehicles, then they're going to take their trucks and trailers and whatever to the Capitol, and then they're going to to the Capitol, and when the whole thing's over, they just simply load them on their trailers and back of their pickup trucks and enjoy a good meal in some of the fine establishments here in Springfield, and eventually head home. One of the things I wanted to emphasize is that for the longest time, we have reached out to the off-road community, and they haven't really responded. But now it thrills me to see, after all these decades of encouraging them to be involved in motorcycle rights issues, that they are responding. They recognize that government will come after them next. that just because you got to, you know, if you're out there with 300 or 400 acres of farmland and you think, oh, I don't need to worry about this. I can always ride on my waterways and my, the back 40 and through the woods and all that kind of stuff. Well, not everybody can. And then the General Assembly came up with a rule that said you can't even let your next door neighbor ride on your land unless they have this special permit from the state. You can't let somebody other than the landowner himself do it without. I don't think it's a license plate, but I think it's a sticker that you need. And you think, hey, it's my private property. I can do anything I want. Well, not with the government in town. You can't. And that's why you've got to be aware of what's going on, and you've got to be able to shape what's going on. And it's too much work for each individual to be on top of everything. That's why the individuals need to join an organization where you can have some people dedicated to keeping their finger on the pulse of government so they'll know what's going on and they can filter out all the nonsense and get to the important stuff and then pass that important stuff on to you. Now, a Beta of Illinois does it with a wonderful email program they call Ondigo. Ondigo is Jean Hogan. And what she does is take all this information that's given to her, and she'll pass it on. And the information is given to her primarily by the American Motorcyclists Association, by the Motorcycle Riders Foundation, Washington, D.C., by the state legislative coordinator for Abate of Illinois. She takes this information, passes it on to the Abate members so they can be part of the process. And that way they don't have to read every newspaper that is written. They don't have to listen to every radio program. We got people that do that sort of thing. But what we don't have is enough people willing to work unless our members roll up their sleeves and work. So that's what's happening with this off-road community now. They've realized that government will come after them unless they do something. And we're finally seeing the off-road community getting involved. I say it's about time, and I'm thrilled to see them do it. And their being part of this procession is a strong sign that these people have arrived. So take it from there, John.
Well, yeah, and also what's going on, which is next weekend. Next Sunday is the ride. Is Bears for Little Buddies. Is that correct, Jordan? Stuffed animals 8 inches or smaller.
That's right.
Can be collected for the Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Rally. Collection can be near the vendors or the IDOT parking lot. So, do you know a little bit about that, do you, George? Because I don't remember how they haven't do that before. Did they do that last time? Maybe I just haven't.
Oh yeah. Christy Hagstrom has been doing that for years. It's a wonderful thing. The idea of Bears for Little Buddies is that when children are traumatized by, say the house is on fire, their apartment is burnt, or the family gets in an automobile accident, or there's the parents are hauled away to jail for doing something wrong, and the kids are just, basically in shock with what's happening. There's only so much that Children's Services can do, but having a nice cuddly animal, stuffed animal, it doesn't take away all the pain, but it helps it handle the pain a little bit better. Now, it's a shame that kids have to go through this, but it's a cold hard fact that sometimes they do. And when they do, it's nice to do whatever you can, and this is something we can do. So we certainly encourage people to bring, a bear for a little buddy. And it doesn't have to be a bear. It could be a cute little stuffed dog or a baby seal or something like that. And it's something that you feel like a kid would respond to. frankly, I don't do it every year because some years I forget, some years I'm too occupied with doing other things. But it's a good thing to do every year, and I know the police and the fire departments really do enjoy having us being able to provide these things for them.
Yes, and I have a
So
number here.
I encourage people, when you show up at, yes.
Oh, go ahead. We must have a delay there. Go ahead, George. Finish what you're saying there.
Okay. Yeah. And again, where you go is 2300. And once you get there, you can't miss it. It's going on. And you show up, you drop off your stuffed animals, and if you want to take a walk through the parking lot just to see what kind of cool bikes from all over the state and other states have shown up for this, it'll be well worth your time, and you'll be doing some good.
Yeah.
And you said you had a telephone number?
Well, I do, and you can call for more information with Misty at area code 217-899-9486. I'll say that again, Misty at 217-899-9486. And these will be distributed out to children in crisis situations. What was that, George?
Okay. Yeah, and that's 9486. Is that correct?
9486. Yes, 217-899-9486. Yeah, and I look forward to going. This is really a big event. I mean, they fill the parking lot too. So, and there's a lot of great speakers, like George said. So I expect all our listeners to be out there next weekend and come up and meet George and I. Shake our hands, and if you have some information you'd like to pass on that you'd like to have on the radio station, let us know. So somehow you'll find us. But anyway, I think I know what I'm driving, George. I just gotta get a trailer to haul it. So, but I've never driven the old war bike before, to it. So might have to get that out this week and put a little gas in it and give her a test ride. But that's about it. I mean, you want to cut the show, George? About ready? You got anything else to say?
Well, I tell you, when you get me talking about things like motorcycle rides, it's almost impossible for me to shut up. There's a lot of different facets that people don't realize. There's things that we see all the time. I'm shocked by the number of people that are indifferent to what's going around them. Frankly, I think the reason that I'm surprised by that is that I have a high commitment to motorcycling and the motorcycling lifestyle. I've been riding for over 50 years, and this has meant a lot to me for all my life, it seems like. And there's a lot of people in motorcycling, quite frankly, it's a diversion. They don't have the same level of commitment. And I'm certainly in no position to say they should. You got to live your life the way that you think is best. But if it is important, your sleeves, hitch up your britches, and be part of what's going on. We'll be thrilled to have you with us. That's my parting shot.
Awesome. And all I've got to say is, once again, I'll mention that on Memorial Weekend will be the Springfield Mile at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. That is May 24th. And May 23rd is Saturday. They'll also have races there, amateurs, and the pros and experts will be racing the TT, I believe, on Saturday.